All right, guys. Traversal ENT in the building, guys. I got a quick one for you lot. Let's talk about it. So Eddie Hearn is he's trying to push for a British judge to be represented or to be present, should I say, in the Canelo Alvarez Billy Joe Saunders fight. He says it's not just another Canelo fight in somebody type fight; it's a champion fight in a champion, and therefore the judge they should be a British judge there to sort of even it out and make it a bit more balanced. Now, yes, Eddie Hearn makes sense by saying that, guys, absolutely. But he also says this, which is a bit of a contradiction to what he's originally saying. He says, however, lately the British judging hasn't been fantastic, and there's a few fights that's happened recently that you could refer to, where the judging has been a bit iffy in the United Kingdom. And also, he references also but he does say it happens everywhere, where sometimes you get bad judging, not just in the UK. He gives the example of Joseph Parker's fight over there in New Zealand, how the judging there wasn't fantastic either. And so he's saying at the end of it all, he says, but he doesn't know he's going to try push for it to try and make that happen. Now, I will say this: if Billy Joe Saunders wants any chance of having a points victory, if he wants any chance of that at all, he better make sure that there is a British judge, right? Now, I do not know if Billy Joe Saunders will have that type of power to command that. I have no idea. From what I read from Eddie Hearn, he said that there's an American judge, and it'd be right if there was a British judge too. Now, I do believe, I could be wrong, you lot tell me, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Mexican judge in there at all. So then if you got a Mexican judge, an American judge, that's 2-1 in Canelo's favor, the way I see it, quite frankly, guys. So who's the third judge going to be? Another American judge? So I do understand what Eddie Hearn is saying by the necessity and the need of having a British judge there. But with such a poor job that these judges are doing across the board, this really goes to show that the whole judging, I think judges as well as referees of the fights have to be reformed a little bit. They need to be retrained, or if you want to call it a freshers course, just to polish up on what they were originally taught. Because it's quite ludicrous how you can have two judges watching one fight and they have polar opposite opinions about how the fight has gone. By and large, the judges should really be somewhat in sync with how with how they see the fight, because they're all looking at it from the same uh, position, the same angle, the same vantage point. They're all next to each other. It's not like one's on the left side, the other one's on the other side, and it's like they've made a diamond shape. They're literally all next to each other. So I don't see how these judges sometimes score these fights so way off. It's crazy, and this is what alludes to all this stuff about fights being dirty and judges being paid, etc., etc., etc. Now, to be honest, I'm not going to accuse Canelo of anything, but I won't put anything past him either. One thing we all know is a universal consensus is that when you fight Saul Canelo Alvarez, you're not beating this man on points. And we always expect a Canelo scorecard, one at least, to be somewhat outlandish and not reflective of the fight that has actually taken place. Those two things we know. So Eddie Hearn is trying to balance it out by potentially having a British judge there. Hopefully he can do that. Hopefully it's a judge who knows how to score a fight, not a judge that's, I don't know, he's got know how to score a fight. And if it means have there's been female judges and male judges. It's not even a case of gender here. This is a case of accurately judging a fight. And that's really what it is, guys. That's really what it is. But if Billy Joe wants a shot at winning by points, he needs to push as hard as he can to get a neutral judge in there who's not going to favor Canelo Alvarez. Now, Eddie Hearn did say that, with the crowd being present, and you know how the crowd are, for anything that looks like it landed for their fighter, the crowd go crazy. Oh! You think he landed something significant, and as you're watching the fight, you're thinking, why are they getting so gassed up for this? Nothing landed there. The guy caught it on the gloves. But yeah, we have the benefit of having our TV screens, having rewinding, fast forwarding, pausing. We have all of those benefits. When you're there, maybe you don't, and maybe it looks different. So I won't put that past anybody. But Eddie Hearn says that, usually Canelo has those advantages going for him. This time, he might get that still, because I'm sure there'll be some type of a crowd, but it won't be a full capacity. I doubt very much it'll be a full house. because of the COVID situation. So we'll see what happens. So Canelo Alvarez against Billy Joe Saunders. Just a little bit of an update, guys. And I'll be back with some more. Controversial ENT in the building. We're signing out, guys.